What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Nerdy Volume Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about Borderlands, starring Cate Blanchett as Lilith and Kevin Hart as Roland. Sit back, relax, and don't forget to turn it to 11.
Alright, welcome back everybody to another episode of the Nerdy Volume. And today we're going to be talking about, as he said, Borderlands, which is based off of a game that I've never played.
I played a little bit.
I played some, I guess.
So they know more than I do. But I don't know if the movie is based off of the game directly, storylines wise, but in the movie we have our main protagonist named Lilith as she goes back to her hometown of Pandora on an assignment, because she's a bounty hunter, to find a kidnapped girl of the most famous and most powerful and richest person in the known universe or galaxy. I'm not really sure which one. But yeah, so that's pretty much the premise of the whole movie. You come to find out that there's more to this story than just being kidnapped. Yeah, crazy stuff. So, like I said, I never actually got to play the game. I didn't know it was on Xbox. I thought it was just a PlayStation feature game, but apparently you played it on...
I played it on, it was Xbox.
You played it on Xbox.
Played it on PS2.
Yeah.
I believe it was on Xbox.
We forgive him for the mistakes he made. It's okay.
But I played it, it's funny, I played it back in college. I'm assuming that was when you, because that's when it came out.
Yeah.
When we were in college. And I played it at one of my buddy's house, and he had all the consoles. So I don't remember exactly which one it was. It could be PlayStation, but I'm pretty sure it was Xbox, because it wasn't the GameCube, because we would rock Smash Bros. There all the time. So that's why I was just like, I'm not sure it was Xbox. But whatever the case is, I did play Borderlands. I thought the game was actually really cool, because I've never seen a game like that where you walk around, like the lobby is like a big map, and you walk around the map, and then you go into certain areas, and then all of a sudden you're into a level, or you're into a quest, so to speak. So that's why I thought it was really cool, and that's why I think that Destiny took a little bit of that kind of gameplay. You know, I think I'm not sure, but I believe that that's the case.
Oh, Destiny the game.
Yeah, Destiny the game.
Like,
yeah,
Destiny what?
Destiny 2.
I can see that. Yeah. Destiny and Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Bungie's ship, whatever you want to call them. Master games.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like my first impression of the movie was like nice visuals. It was not like a lot of like cool colors. You know what I mean? But because of the cool colors, it almost made it look like a Blu-ray movie or Blu-ray film. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, Blu-ray films kind of bug me a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
Like, so when I watched Transformers 2 on Blu-ray, and there was a part where Shia LaBeouf's character runs behind a log to like for cover when Optimus is fighting someone in the woods.
Yeah.
And you could clearly see that there's a screen behind that log because it's so high def.
No way.
You know, I'm just like, I looked so hard. I was like, yo, that looks fake. Like, it looks like there's something in front of it. And after, you know, asking that question or you know, saying that in my head, I'm like, there is definitely something there, but you're not supposed to see it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's crazy. I was just like, maybe that's just one of them. I was like, I'll forgive him because Optimus Prime fighting in the freaking woods was amazing, by the way. And Borderlands, I think Borderlands was visually very nice. The characters were all right. The story, what? But like I said, I don't know how close to the story or to the game it was, or how close to the story in the movie was to the game. I don't know how canon it was. And I think only you would know more than us because you haven't played the game. I barely played the game, but you've played some of the game, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to say a lot of it was in the game. Like just them being identified. Like the bus was part of that. Forgot the dude's name, but the bus was there for sure. Like all of the places that they had visited is for sure in the game. And now as far as like the storyline goes, I think they just created like their own kind of path because in the game it was just like kind of like what you said, you start off with like in an intro kind of play, like where you you learn the game kind of like again, because I played 1 and 2. On the second part, on part 2, you do like the whole introduction and stuff like that. But after that, you're able to just go anywhere. So with the movie, it's more like let's just make all of the places that are in Borderlands in part of the movie and create our own story. So yes, the places were there as far as the story goes, kind of, sort of, because with Lilith, being Firehawk and all that. That was also in there because that's one of the huge things that was part of the game. But for the most part,
and I think that's probably for the better.
Yeah,
definitely. Like, I was wondering about that. It's like, is there a storyline to Borderlands first? Because I don't know, right? And then if there was a story, did they try to remake the story in this movie? But if they're just like, well, no, they just kind of made their own movie or their own storyline. But they had all the characters from the movie. It's probably the better choice to make. I mean, I'm not a Borderland player. I've never played the game, so I went into this with no preconceptions of what it was going to be like. Not like Halo, which
I haven't seen it, by the way. So
hurts your heart. Hurts your heart.
Are you talking about the series?
Yeah. I'm talking about the series. Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait, is there a movie? I was like,
no. The series. Did you watch the series?
No, I didn't.
No? Oh.
That's why I said shh.
Yeah, well.
It's on Apple, right?
Is it Apple or Paramount?
Oh, Paramount. I didn't think about Paramount.
Could be. I'm not sure. It was good, and at the same time, it wasn't. But that's we could talk about Halo a different day. By the way, Halo is one of my favorite games of all time. But so yeah, no, that's good to know. And I will say, Blu-rays, I don't think I've ever really watched many Blu-rays. I think one of the few Blu-ray movies I've ever watched was Inkheart. It had Brendan Fraser in it.
Okay.
And that was the first Blu-ray I think I ever watched, and it tripped me up. The whole... I was like,
high def, right?
Yeah, I was just like, what is happening in this movie?
Yeah.
Like, the way the cameras were moving in there, it was like throwing my brain. I'm like, this is so realistic, I don't know what to do with it. It was really freaky, but it was also a really good movie. But... So I don't know about the whole Blu-ray sensation feeling to it or whatever, because I don't really watch a lot of Blu-rays, but I will say it was very colorful for sure.
Super colorful.
I actually had to look up the characters because I didn't know anything about them. So, and I'm like, oh, they look pretty good. They look like their characters on the thing, and I guess it kind of, when you have a game like that, it kind of is like tricky to play. Do you go like full into it and make your people look like those characters, or do you kind of just use more inspiration of what they look like and then kind of go play off of that? Because if you do too much, then it starts looking kind of like cartoony, right? It doesn't become a serious movie, which this movie, in my opinion, kind of was there. Like, it was like, oh, they try. Because another thing that I don't know is, I feel like they definitely said some of the catch lines that the characters in the game said, just because of how they spoke. And I'm like they would say something in a weird spot in the movie, and I'm like, are they saying that because it's a catch line? Like, that character says that line all the time in the game, and so they wanted to add the catch line.
Yeah.
Because it was, especially the girl, the little girl, Tiny Tina or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, she had a lot of lines, and I'm just like, is that your character's lines
like
in the game? Yeah. And I was just like, I'm so confused. It felt kind of like strange, like it was like being forced into these lines were being forced to say, and so it's like, okay, interesting. So
there was a strange relationship between Atlas's commander and Roland. Like, they were in love, right? And I was like, is this important? Just like, what? And because at the end, right, she's like, wait, she's like, hold on, this isn't how it should be, because she's a kid, right? She was like, kind of, I want to say she was feeling more maternal in that part, and I was just like, okay, that's a random little nod to that she's still in love with Roland, and then she's vaporized, and I'm like,
yeah, that was sad. I was like, oh, she was about to turn over a new leaf. Yep. Or she already had that leaf turned over. She just kept trying to talk to her husband or her boyfriend, but he kept like knocking her out. Because remember, in the beginning, he knocks her out, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was interesting. games that turn into movies are an interesting thing. Like, how many times have we thought of to ourselves, man, this game would be so awesome as a movie or a show? And so far, I don't think I can say there's been a really. No. Once again, I've never played The Last of Us, so can I say that show was really good in comparison to the movie? I liked in comparison to the game. I liked the show. I thought the show was great.
Yeah,
right.
The show was really good. Yeah.
But if we ask someone who's a big fan of The Last of Us, did you enjoy the show?
Yeah.
Did it keep to the spirit of the game for you?
Right.
Right. And I think a lot of shows don't do that, or a lot of movies don't do. They don't keep to the spirit. They just after the fanfare. Is that the word? I'm not sure. Right? They just we know there's a lot of people who's gonna come watch this because they love the game, so they're gonna come watch the movie. And then a lot of people get disappointed. Like, why? Same thing with animes, right? When they make live actions of animes, it's like, they're just trying to get the fans in. But we don't really care about the show. We've never even watched the anime or something.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're trying to go into their fan base, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Just suck them in, and then we go in there and we're like, I'm fooled again.
Yeah, I did enjoy the movie. Actually, I kind of liked it. It did have a lot of pop off kind of colors, and I did think the same thing too. I was like, dang, I'm watching a Blu-ray disc right now. I'm like, dang,
it's so nice,
so crisp. Is my TV new? Like, I did.
It's like, babe, did we buy the TV?
Whose TV is this? Is it that? Did I upgrade? Did I upgrade HD without knowing? Guys upcharge. Anyways, it was.
I must have been watching it in 720 or something because I was like, it just looked like normal to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, they didn't upgrade you.
You guys watched it on YouTube, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah. YouTube. I was like,
YouTube was awesome. Yeah, they have the best.
Dude. As soon as Iz said, I'm gonna rent this out. Go ahead. He lets the team know, like, hey, go ahead and watch it. I watched it on my TV. It's a Google TV. YouTube was in there. And then I logged in and watched it. I'm like, dang, this is good. I need to start watching more movies on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a good movie to me. Not a lot of people thought about it, but then again, that's me. Like, I think a lot of movies, including Joker 2, was a good movie. But you know what I mean? It was okay, I guess.
I was gonna react to that because I didn't want to I don't want to look like we're bullying you or anything. Wow. But whatever the case is, I kind of get why it would be a flop, but it flopped before it even was released, apparently, or it didn't do well at all. And I was like, what? With this great cast, they had Cate Blanchett, they had Kevin Hart, they had, who else did they have? Who that tiny Tina girl?
Yeah,
Adriana. She was on was it The Mandalorian or Rebel One? Or she's in Star Wars, one of the Star Wars films with Rosario Dawson.
I want to say sure.
Mr. Star Wars guy.
She's like the younger version of her, I think, or maybe the younger sister. I'm not sure. Well, whatever
the girl
case
looks
is,
familiar, and I couldn't
does.
figure out where she was from. But no, I think you might be right. I'm pretty sure you are.
And so the cast was really good.
No, it was a good. Yeah, it was.
But there was a lot of things that didn't make sense. Okay, so for instance, Kevin Hart's character, Roland. I've never seen Kevin Hart
So serious.
play it was such a serious and mature role. And I've seen him in mature roles, but the mature roles that he has played are mostly family guys, like guys that have families that doesn't want to do the young guy thing anymore. That's what he's been doing a lot of as of late. And when I saw this one, he seemed just like that really good guy cop kind of dude, right? And he still had his funny moments, which is a lot of them were funny. And I'm all like, this is weird to see him as like a G.I. Joe happy-go-lucky guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, that doesn't sound like Kevin Hart. But he was a good character, but I just couldn't jive with it too much. And then you have Lilith, Cate Blanchett's one. She played a woman that was scarred by her mother. She thought she was abandoned. Yeah. She thought that everybody in Pandora she hated Pandora with her whole self. All right. And And for some reason, as we like break the layers of her character, of Lilith's character, it almost didn't make sense at the end. It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel natural that we got to this point of her character to be like, oh man, she went through a lot. She was more of like this very
I guess I can't lean back.
Lean back. Lean back.
Proceed.
Just so you guys know, Randall's chair just got loose, so he almost fell back.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Just a little bit. Sorry, just a little bit.
He's trying to play it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying.
Keep going, Is.
So I didn't feel that it was natural for Lilith to, like go through what she did at the end. Like at the end, it felt like it was just open a box. Oh, this is all my trauma gone. And Tannis, right? She hated Tannis because Tannis was the one that was taking care of her, right?
Yeah.
And
Supposed
so
to.
Yeah. And she was supposed to take care of him, didn't. And she's like, no, I did what your mom told me to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm all like, she's a kid. She's a kid. I was like, come on, Tannis, you're smart. You're smart, right? Anyway, she was just a little standoffish in the beginning towards everything. She just wanted to do things her way, which made sense. She was abandoned, so she had trauma. She had all that. Made total sense. But how everything just unfolded like just so quickly, it didn't make any sense to me. It didn't feel like a story. It didn't feel like a journey.
Yeah.
It felt more like this, that is it. You know what I mean? And then you have Tiny Tina's character. She had more depth, although she was just what is it? She was the payload to grab.
Yeah.
That's all she was. But
The bounty.
although like her character was very very kiddish, very diabolical in the sense, bro. Like the stuff that she did was cool. Not gonna lie, especially with the little stuffed animal that blew up. I thought that was kind of cool. I was just like, oh, that's nice. I was like, that's cool to the character. And I was like, I bet you she'd probably be like one of the cool characters to have. I don't know if there's a support character that you would have a run with, and I'm pretty sure she'd probably be that person. But I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that it did happen or not. But she was definitely a better character than Lilith was to me. I just wish that I was just like, you have Cate Blanchett. You literally have Hela from Thor Ragnarok. And that actually, if she, no, she was a god in that one. Never mind. So she wouldn't. She didn't know she was Iridian.
Iridian.
Yeah.
Until Claptrap blacked out,
You see Claptrap? What? Whoa there, Claptrap.
It's interesting. I actually kind of enjoyed the character that Kevin Hart was playing. Like I was like, oh, it's not the same.
Typecast. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was playing something different for the first time. I'm like, oh, good job. I'm not angry about it. That being said, this movie, the entire time that I watched it when I was conscious, I only missed like 3 minutes.
Or awake.
Probably. Yeah. There was only 3 minutes where I fell asleep, I think. It wasn't that long.
Okay.
Right? It was, all it gave me the entire time was Thor, Love and Thunder. The entire time. Like, it was just like all these forced jokes and puns being thrown throughout the movie, and then they were not hitting. Because, like, for example, this is like one of the things that turned me off. The first scene with Kevin Hart's character and Tiny Tina, he opens the door, and the first thing she says to him is like, "Wow, you're small." Every movie that has Kevin Hart in it, they make fun of his height. Original.
Yeah.
Really original. Good
Right.
job. It's like, we get it. Kevin is not a tall man. He's a short king. We get it. But it's just, I was like, so from that moment, it's like, okay, so there, like, every moment from there is like, it was just pun after pun or joke after joke. And it's like, so it gave me Love and Thunder the whole time. I'm like, this is not good. You're trying to make something funny, but you're not doing it in a way that makes it feel natural. And I do agree. Her character, Lilith's character, right, went from 0 to 100 real quick, right? It's like they were like peeling the layers, and And then they realized that they only had 30 minutes left in this movie, and they just cut the onion in half. It's like, we at the middle.
It's like the lollipop commercial. How many licks? And then 1, 2, 3, bite.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how many.
The world will never know.
Actually, it's 211. I did it once. I would not recommend it. Hurts your tongue really, really bad. But it took me 211 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
The average, I believe, was like 236.
It
was a college study.
Maybe I had a thin one.
Or maybe you just absorbed more lollipop than most.
Maybe. But that being said, that's how I felt the entire time of that movie. I honestly, I think I had maybe 2-3 good laughs in that movie where I actually went, that was actually really funny. Very rare.
There were a couple for me.
I was just like, and they were throwing jokes, and I'm just like, these are not hitting. I don't know who your audience is.
Yeah, because it's not Kevin Hart's audience, because we would tell if it was Kevin Hart's audience based off of his lines.
Yeah.
And his lines were more natural in the comedy because, well, he's a comedian, you know? But
Probably because he also co-wrote some of the stuff.
I think Tanis had some good lines, but that's because Jamie Lee Curtis is funny when she doesn't mean to be.
Her, I mean, I'm a fan of hers. Period. Like, there's very rarely a movie or a show that I've watched her in, and I'm like, I didn't like you. You didn't do a good job. She does a great job.
I'm sad that she's not playing Dr. Kureha for One Piece.
How unfortunate.
Yeah, I believe it's because she was doing this project or she's on another project already.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, that was a mistake.
Yeah, but they have the lady playing the lady from The Nanny playing Dr. Kureha
From the TV show from the 90s or whatever, The Nanny.
Wait. Yes. Oh, no, not The Nanny.
That one?
No, not her. That's Fran Drescher. No, the girl that played in an older movie or older series. She was also in Sons of Anarchy. She was the wife of.
Oh no, that's not The Nanny. You're thinking of.
Yeah, it's not The Nanny. That's Fran Drescher. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'm thinking of the one from Married with Children. I forgot her
Married
name.
with Children. Yes.
But I was really.
She's also the voice of. I forgot her name. Leela from Futurama.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Jamie Lee Curtis should have been playing Dr. Kureha, but this woman, I forgot her name, but she's a great actress.
No,
too.
I enjoy her a lot.
Yeah.
I never liked
Especially
Married
Sons
with
of
Children.
Anarchy.
Married with Children was maybe because I was a kid when that show, and I'm like, I don't get this show.
I wasn't allowed to watch that show.
Yeah, I don't think I was allowed to either.
My parents.
But I never understood the jokes. Anyways.
Yeah.
They went. I was only like 9.
Right. And so Jamie Lee Curtis in this film, actually, I liked how she played like a more innocent kind of, I don't know what I'm doing kind of doctor, but I'm very intelligent.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's why I think that her character was okay. Who else? It was Tiny Tina had the best development in the show. Lilith could have been great. Not gonna lie, it could have been awesome. But then you have Atlas, the main bad guy, the baddie. He was already powerful. Did you see that ship weapon he bought?
Yeah.
Like, what you need the vault for, dog? Just conquer small places and then get bigger, you know, unless they all have a coalition, then, you know, oops. But like, dude, he wanted the unknown Iridian technology. I was like, what if it was just like boxes, cardboard boxes and stuff, you know.
Well, he's in it. He got deep in it.
He got way up in it.
He's all up in it.
And he saw the Hydra in there, or whatever it was called. What is it called? The Rack?
The rack. The Devourer.
Devourer. I thought you said the Rack.
There are racks in there. The racks are the little big old lizards in there, and then there's the racks. The racks. There's another one that's flying too.
Did you ever fight those in the game?
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Those things are annoying.
Is there a vault? Is there a vault in the game?
Yeah, there's vaults everywhere. It's just like going through a dungeon, basically.
That's cool. But why'd they make it seem like no one's ever gone into one?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe it was the first vault.
Because they're doing the vault hunters. Like they don't really go into one. I think I feel like they should have.
They shoot the vaults. Did you get it? Just a bunch of vaults hanging on their wall. They never went inside. Just vaults just hanging. Got this one in '96. You know what I mean?
Like trophies?
Yeah. I mean, they're vault hunters, right? If they're not going in them, are they showcasing them? Like, yeah, I shot this one with my dad.
That's the one we took.
We took this one down in '88.
Took this one down.
You know what I mean? And it's so Atlas probably was a pretty dope character. And dude, how he got those guys, his workers killed in the beginning trying to get Lilith.
Oh yeah. Then that was probably one of the parts where I was just kind of like giggling. I was like, oh, that's funny.
Dude, when he's whoa, when he shot, or no, was it? He shot somebody. Oh, one of the workers who she let free, and the guy's like, while he took over the guy's body, he goes, doosh, and I was like, oh dang. I was just like, not only did he get that other guy killed, he got this guy killed, and I'm like, this guy sucks. But you never see him until the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where was that he should have left an intense kind of
like a fight, like a boss fight.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And when he did show up, I mean, it felt like he was gonna win, like for sure.
Yeah.
If Homegirl didn't turn into a phoenix or a hawk, I don't think we would have gotten that. But I'm just like, how convenient. And all of a sudden she's like, here, I give you guys defense buffs. Boom. And I was like, that's very game-like. That's kind of cool, sort of.
I didn't like it.
What?
I didn't like it because it was so gamey. It's like nobody does it in real life. You should. I'm not saying that the buffing wasn't a good idea. I'm saying the way they went about it. Just, there's certain things that I understand that there are certain things that just don't translate good, right? Because I complain about how, why the heck did the movie not reflect the book well? Because sometimes it doesn't translate well, right? You can't put a book that in reality, if you made the book a movie, it'd be like 15 hours long movie, right? You can't add all that because it just doesn't translate well. Same thing for a game. Some things in a game doesn't translate well in movie, and when you do it, it seems gimmicky. It seems like so cheesy and
like souvenir-esque.
Yeah. And for me, the buffing, I'm like, you could have done that a different way, right? But it was just like a silly prop that they did, and I'm just like, I didn't laugh.
Right.
I didn't, because everybody's like, they're like shooting around and no, it's like, and I'm just, and I'm like, that's not funny. It's not clever in any way. It's just, it's giving me. It gave me Love and Thunder vibes the entire time. And it was so disappointing to me because I thought it could have been good. And not that there weren't parts of that movie that weren't good, because there were some good parts of it. Mm-hmm. But it was just like, not feeling it. Not feeling it.
So if you didn't play the game, but you watched this movie and you thought, Borderlands, okay. It looks like a cool, a good story, you know. I know I heard about the game, but I didn't play it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and watch this movie. Would you think that it would be a good movie?
I would have thought it could have been a good movie.
Yeah, I thought the same.
Was this one a good movie? No.
I don't think it was a good movie.
No, it's a bummer, and I think it's because of what I said earlier. It was like they were just trying to get the fans to come watch something that they made. Yeah, and really didn't put. And you know, you were saying like the main boss at the end, kind of just like
anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was anticlimactic. But you know what? This movie isn't the only one. There are so many movies lately that I think we talked about Monkey Man. Right? Yeah. Same kind of thing. It's like you had this epic bad guy at the end. It's like, oh man, it's gonna be crazy, and he wasn't even anything important. Like he was just like, I stabbed you in the
regular
chest.
dude, right?
Yeah. It was like there was
an hour and 10 minutes of awesome film.
Now I will say this, because we will be doing a review of this. Mm-hmm. A movie that did it right, and I'm excited to talk about is Officer Black Belt. Officer Black Belt did it right. If you haven't watched it, have you watched it yet?
I'm going to watch it.
I did.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, that movie did it right. I will.
Oh, because you read the webtoon?
No, I don't care about the webtoon. The movie on its own did what this movie could not, and made me entertained, kept me entertained for the entire thing. And I just sat there going, look out for that when we review that one.
Tonight on Netflix, yo.
Yeah, if you want to watch it, Netflix, before we talk about it. But that movie did a great job. Korea right now, in my opinion, I was telling, I don't know if it was one of you guys or if I was telling maybe my brother or my sister, I can't remember. I was saying, Korea movies and shows right now is in the, like, let's say the Western 90s, okay? Where bad guys were real bad guys, fight scenes were really awesome, and like the good guy wasn't just overpowering. No, he had to really struggle until the very end, and when he won barely. And you left watching that movie feeling like satisfied because it's like they accomplished something. It wasn't like they were just really good at whatever they were doing. No, that bad guy was somebody who was life threatening, and you felt it the entire time. Korea is doing that.
That's how Jackie Chan's movies are.
Yeah.
He always started as like in the lower position, always trying to, do better.
You struggle to the top.
All the way to the top, yeah. And then when he got out, he was just like, and then bloopers. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of that's why I was saying, like, the K movies right now, they're doing, I feel like they're doing that. Right? They're in that era of what was great in the 90s for American movies. Mm-hmm. Right? And this movie doesn't.
It could have. It could have. Yeah.
Was not there.
Yeah.
Could they have had an epic fighting scene? Sure. You're telling me that this boss dude who is the richest person in the most powerful in the freaking galaxy, mm-hmm. and the best thing he could have come with was a gun on a freaking ship that I don't even know how he's aiming it to the people, but he just goes, and then it shoots someone. What in the world are we talking about? That's all. I could have to run up to you and kill you.
Yeah, I didn't like how I didn't like how the movie made it to where like oh, I know she's not the one you want. I am, and she comes down. I'm like, really? Did you just already say you're the Firehawk already? You could have saved it like till the end when you guys are getting like all beaten and battered already. Like she came in already and saying I'm the key, or and let them go. I mean, it'll be pretty cool if they had them fighting already, and then she goes and says, "Oh crap, I'm the one. I'm the key." And maybe like Jamie Lee Curtis's character would be like the one to remind her that she is the key. I think that would have been a good ending.
Yeah, so much better. I will tell you, like, my wife, she figured out that what's her name was. I mean, granted, we never watched it. I'm sure that everybody who played the game already knew that she was the Firehawk. Firehawk, right? Which is interesting because aren't you just in a phoenix?
Phoenix, yeah.
but my wife and I, who have no idea what this movie was, like, we I think like 1/3 into the movie, we're like, okay, so Tiny Tina's not the. I'm guessing the main character. Lilith is the actual person who was supposed to open the gate. We didn't know she was going to be the Firefox or whatever, but we knew she was the key. The Firefox. The Firehawk.
This web browser.
Yeah. But we knew she was the key to open the gates or the vault or whatever.
Yeah, when they found the first key.
Right.
And she's like, oh, it's over here. I was like, could you have been more obvious?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? She just walk around and all of a sudden, like, her hand is, I was like,
Yeah, like,
and then it looks like the key looked for her instead of her looking for the key. But
she came in, she figured it out because again, Claptrap turned black, which is funny because Jack Black wasn't voiced it.
Oh yeah,
and then
the little machine thing,
the little machine that follows her around.
Didn't sound like him at all. Did he use a defect on his voice?
He had to because in the game, that's how his voice sounded like.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, that doesn't sound like Jack Black at all. I'm like, either he did a really good job of like just doing this voice, or they had to use an effect on him, and I didn't know.
Effect full blown for sure.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and that's what made her realize that it was because of Claptrap showing the projected video from Lilith's mom, and I'm like, okay, yeah, she figured it out, but then like, how is she gonna know what to do when the time came? You know what I mean? Like, oh, move aside, I'm the one, and all of a sudden she teleports and stuff. I'm like, how were you able to do that right away? Like, for me, like I'm agreeing with you with the whole movie and everything. Like, I think they should have made that last part more of a struggle for all of them, especially for Lilith against the final boss, and then bring into the scene where she's over here toying with them inside the vault.
Yeah.
You know.
One thing that all these movies are failing to do today is threat of life, right? You don't ever feel like the main character's life is being threatened. Like, oh, can they die? Are they going to die soon? Like, you don't know that. Or one of the other, like, side characters, right? Are they going to die? Like, you don't ever feel... I never felt that way the entire time of this movie. Even when, who was it? The little girl was hanging in the... I'm like, you couldn't move her to where the ground is? You're letting her float right above the whole... Like, but at no point was I just like, oh, can she die? No, I knew she wasn't going to die. I never felt that.
Yeah.
And that's I think that's where these movies are just lacking. Is like, where's the threat of life? Where is that bad guy that you just like, oh shoot, you're not going to succeed. Now, I say this because I'm reading a book right now. Well, listening to a book, right? Brandon Sander's Way of Kings. If you know, you know. Brandon Sanders is a fantastic writer. I don't know how he does what he does, but he has a few. One of his favorite series, or people that one of their favorite series is The Way of Kings. I'm on the second book right now, but in that book, at all times, I'm just wondering to myself, oh shoot, this character's gonna die, and they're like one of the main characters. I'm like, no man, they might die. They might actually die. I'm like fearing for their lives, right? I don't get that in these movies. That feeling of, oh man, what are the stakes? There aren't any. This is just puppet show, right? Is what it feels like. You want to talk about the negatives? No, I'm just kidding.
I think that them going the way they did at the end was super fast.
Yeah.
The fast paced. Even, I mean, throughout the movie, it was kind of fast paced, not gonna lie. And it was a short movie. I mean, it was very long, you know? And so I don't know what they could have done to improve it other than to improve Lilith's story. Because Tina was fine, or Tiny Tina was fine. And so was Roland. Tannis, she could have been a little bit more involved.
Yeah.
Because she did know, I believe she did know that Lilith was an Iridian, but she didn't say anything because the mom said not to say anything. But it wasn't until it was too late that she said something. Like, didn't she get like a letter or something like that, or her memories of her and her mom? You know, and she's like, "Oh, this is where you're from." Remember that part?
Yeah.
I was just like, did she forget? I was like, what?
She took care of her whenever she just.
I'm just like, where did this memory come from? Did Tannis know about this whole time? She was protecting her. I was just like, look what happened. Look what your protecting did. Brought it right back. You know, just like what Thanos said. You know, it brings it back to me. And so that's why I'm just like, Well, whatever the case is, I mean, was there any Easter eggs? I mean, you would know more than us.
The weapons and then the vehicles that they used, for sure, were in there. The binoculars that she used, that was in the game also. The
binoculars.
The little because she used some kind of pair of binoculars that. Do you know when the little psycho people came out?
Yeah.
To see, and then the sniper rifle was in there too. I don't know their actual names, but all those weapons were in the game for sure. And then what else?
What about that stuffed animal dynamite doll?
Yeah,
those
were in the games. Yeah.
Yeah. What Bob was his name?
I think that was the one that Kevin Hart had at the end.
Yeah.
Like when he was in the tunnel and he's like, "All right, Bob, it's time to do our job," or whatever, and he throws Bob at the psychos.
Oh yeah.
Because in the game she had bunny ears. That's how she got bunny ears in the show or the movie too. So she's throwing the bunny stuffed animals also. I kind of wish they added more of the game elements in there, even though they did. What I mean by that is like more of like a POV kind of game, because it is a POV game. Like you're kind of like Call of Duty, you know,
first person,
like a first person. Like if they did that, kind of like how they did. I don't know if you guys watched Doom with The Rock.
Yeah.
Like they did that sequence towards the very end, until they had to destroy The Rock. But that part was pretty cool. Like they did like the first person kind of thing, you know.
It's interesting you said that, because there's a lot of people who, like for Doom at least, I remember a lot of people saying, why did they do that? They didn't like the first person view.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, what the heck is going on? Like, I understood it because I mean it's part of that game.
Yeah.
But you see, that's that part where you're like, how much can we do before it becomes gimmicky?
Yeah.
Right, and or cheesy or whatever. So it's a hard thing. I don't think you'll ever be able to. Luckily, I'm not a fan of the game because I've never played it, so I can't say yay or nay on that part. But as a fan of entertainment and movie entertainment, I really wasn't. I just remembered one of the parts that I laughed at, and it was the part. It was one of the only parts that I laughed at was when they were they were trying to get across the river of toxic. I don't know, acid or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And there was like a little plant coming out of the ground, and then
Claptrap came
and landed on it. And
he's like, he's all digging in. He's
that was like wow. One of the few moments where I actually laughed. I was like, that's hilarious. Right?
Talk about life-threatening, huh?
Yeah, to the plant.
Or program threatening.
So that I mean, like, it's like stuff like that. So I don't know if I would have enjoyed a first-person like point of view at any point. Personally, I think it would just added to my taste of it. Going, oh, okay. So now you're just trying to add more to it. Personal, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Don't hate me.
Well, going into the grades of this film, the pacing, the plot, the characters, I wasn't really a fan of it. Some of the, like you said earlier, some of the parts was really nice. I thought it was cool that I do like the gimmicky parts of game movies, not gonna lie. Because when gaming movies come out and you want to see all that, doesn't matter if it looks weird to me, but other people definitely be like, what is that? Especially if they don't even play games. Like I believe that when you make movies, I know, especially when it's dealing with games or comics and such, you definitely want to get you want to connect with the audience, but you have two separate audiences. You have moviegoers and TV bingers, whatever you want to call them, and then you have the fans of the source material.
Right.
And you have to find that nice little median in the middle. Yeah, And unfortunately, they did not make this for me, or they did not meet that criteria for me. So in this, I'm gonna give it a D plus. Or like a C minus D plus, like a 69.9.
Ooh, okay.
That's a D, right? Yeah, that's definitely a D. So it's a D.
Dang, percentage and everything, guys.
Sorry, I mean, Kevin Hart was in it, and I love his movies. Not gonna lie, it doesn't matter what movie it was. I recently watched one where he's in a movie with Mark Wahlberg. And I thought it was alright, but I just like a lot of Kevin Hart's characters, and I like his comedy on movies, especially family movies.
Yeah,
because a lot of it is relatable to different families, and I thought it was funny. So this was kind of disappointing when he wasn't playing that funny guy,
right? And
he was playing a more happy-go-lucky, like G.I. Joe kind of dude, bounty hunter. I was like,
it was a more
dang
serious.
It! I was just like, I wish this was a different role and not in like a game way, because then. Yeah. You're playing a nostalgic character for people around our age. And although he may have hit it, the movie didn't. So it kind of, made the movie a little bit weird for me. So, yeah, D.
You want to go next, sir?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah, so, playing the game and watching the movie, like I said, I agree with you. I like the gimmicky kind of stuff, which is why so Doom was okay, but then, I didn't really like it because The Rock was the bad guy, so.
Yeah.
But anyways, I feel like they could have added more gimmicky kind of things into this film. More life-threatening kind of scenes, just like Leo said. I just feel like they could have, if they redone this movie again and just looked at all the mistakes, and maybe they, we forgot about this film and make a new one with what we're talking about right now, maybe, yeah.
They can do a second one.
Yeah, they do a second one. But apparently Borderlands 1 and 2, the whole plot was in those two games are in this movie, which is why it's a little bit confusing and which is why it's a little bit rushed and stuff like that. So I'm just like, maybe they should have just split it up, But yeah, crisp picture movie wise, it was, I felt like the plot could have been better. And the ending part would have been a lot, they could have executed it a lot better than what I expected to be in the game. And I'm gonna give it a C. A C. That's in Charlie.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
No. Yeah. No. I definitely give it a D. minus. Is it? No,
That's
that's too mean.
surprising.
No, that's not.
You give it a
that's-
60.
No, I give it a D.
Might as well just give it an F.
No, it wasn't that bad.
D minus.
No, remember where I was talking about Final Girl? That's an F. That's an F minus. That was horrible.
That's
For final.
That
do
is
it again.
that is actually like the base level. Like I can now compare every movie to that one and then go, were you as bad as this? Because if you weren't, then you're not an F.
Oh my god.
Right?
I
So
want to watch it now. I'm intrigued.
I go ahead and watch it, and then you'll regret every second of it because it was really bad. It was so bad. I feel bad for the characters or the actors. Same thing for this movie. I will say though, I disagree with you. I actually liked that Kevin Hart played something different from his regular roles. It's the same thing with Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler plays the same things all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You enjoy it or you don't. I'm a fan of Adam. I love everything he does. There hasn't been a movie. The only movie I've never watched of his, which is funny because I'm about to compare that movie to everything he's done, and it's the only movie I haven't watched, and it's Flawless. Is that what the movie's called? He's like a jeweler or something.
It's Uncut Gems, right?
Uncut Gems.
Oh,
That's what it is. Yeah, which a lot of people didn't like because he played such a serious character. Like you're so used to a certain person playing a certain kind of role that when they deviate from that, people are like, "Oh, why are you doing that?" It's like, well, they're kind of actors. I think that's why a lot of people, like a lot of actors, choose not to play superheroes because it's like then they're only going to ever see me as Chris Evans, right?
Yeah.
He is
Bullet Train.
Oh, yeah, but Captain
Evans.
America.
Yeah.
Forever. Like,
What'd you say? Bullet Train?
No, I mean like when we watch Bullet Train, it's kind of like, oh.
Is he in there?
yeah. Oh, no,
Chris Evans?
No, Bullet Train.
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
I know what you meant. I knew what you meant when you said Bullet Train. Actually,
Never mind.
Snowpiercer is what popped in my head, so I knew what you were talking about. But
Bullet Train is the other dude
with
the kick
Brad Pitt.
I was thinking of The Gray.
Bad Bunny, yeah.
Was it The Gray with Ryan Gosling and him and Chris Evans? He was the main bad guy.
Gray.
Well, not a main bad guy. I think it was The Gray. And they were talking about, like, there were 6 operatives and they work for the government. And their last one is always to kill someone that was they betrayed the government.
What?
Yeah, I think it's a Ryan Gosling film. Or it's Ryan Gosling is in it and so is Chris Evans and he's the main bad guy.
Wow.
But, I mean, my point is that sometimes people like fall into these categories and then that's all you ever see them as.
Yeah, you're right. Typecast.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, that's why a lot of people don't want to play superheroes sometimes. 'Cause they're like, well, that's not the only thing I do. Right.
Right.
And so the same thing for I feel like Kevin Hart. That's why I enjoy Kevin Hart's humor. I think it's good, but it's the same thing all the time. That's why when they made the short joke on him, I'm like, everybody's done the short joke on him. We get it. He's short. Who cares? Move on. Make fun of something else about him. I don't know. Right? Like he's not funny. No, I'm just kidding. You're actually really funny.
Wow.
But it's so yeah, stuff like that. I actually like that Kevin Hart played a different character. The movie was just lackluster. I agree, it was too fast. Where Joker was too slow, this was too fast. Mm-hmm. It's like where's the nice medium?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and too gimmicky. You guys might like gimmicky. I don't. I think it's not that I don't like gimmicky. I definitely love when they bring things in, but when it feels forced because you know that's what the people want.
Yeah.
Instead of finding some kind of elegant way of bringing that in, then I'm just like, okay, cool. We like those things. Not because they're in the game, but because they did something awesome or they're iconic to the game, right? So bringing it in just for the sake of bringing it in, but not giving any kind of like history behind it. Guns is one thing. I mean, guns are guns. They are whatever. But let's say maybe the bus or the toys, right? The toys that she throws, right? Stuff like that. There could have been a better way. I don't know. Don't ask me how. I'm not a freaking creative person.
Yeah,
I just enjoy them.
there's a game that I played. It's actually the very first PlayStation 1 game that I played on PlayStation called Metal Gear Solid. I don't know
Oh yeah, I played that game.
So yeah,
everybody knows that.
I played it on
I've never played it
Super
because I don't have
Nintendo.
PlayStation, but
with the little the exclamation point that where the security guards get all like
when they catch you or they they notice you.
That sound effect is like super popular in TikTok and Reels now. But anyways, that game. Have they made a movie about that yet? I feel like that could be
about Snake, right? That was
with Solid Snake and Metal Gear, Rex, and like
they could make a great movie out of that. It could be
a good movie. I feel
as long as you're not gimmicky, but
yeah, well, no, like
you gotta have some gimmicks.
No, I'm not saying you can't have the gimmick.
Like the box, man, the iconic box. How is he gonna fit in the box? Like anyways,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But I think that that right there, that game has been out for like a while now, or like beginning of 2000, I think, like 25 years ago, I think. And I think they could make a movie like that. Like, I don't know, they should make a movie out of that.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
That would be a great movie to watch.
In comparison
to the one we're talking about now.
Well, that's going to wrap up this episode. Follow us on IG, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and TikTok. You can catch all of our video content on YouTube. Please leave a review as it will help this podcast grow. And join our community on Discord. Thanks for hanging out with us. And don't forget to turn it to 11.